What is up, y'all? So today I just wanted to go ahead and do a little Q&A so you guys can kind of get to know me and know what to expect from this channel. Now, as you know, this is my first video, so I just kind of wanted to get in and kind of get into the juicy nitty-gritty stuff. That way you guys can kind of understand who you're watching and kind of just get to know me a little better. So I have some questions that I wrote down, but first, I just want to do just a little background of who I am. Welcome to my channel. This is Jurnee. I am 25 years old and I am living in Fresno, California, where I was born and raised. Um, let's see. So I first started wanting to do YouTube a couple years back. Actually, my boyfriend and I started a YouTube channel when I was in college. Um, but we didn't keep up with it. I don't really remember why we stopped, but it's Darren and Jurnee. So if you want to go watch the videos that we posted, I think there's probably like 2 or 3 videos that we posted on there. But if you want to go watch those videos, feel free to do that. So I had always wanted to do something as far as like entrepreneurship. I never really wanted to work a 9 to 5, but right out of high school, actually it was during high school. As soon as I turned 16, I started working, and I ended up just working and going to school. Literally, all of my early adult life, I was working and going to school, working and going to school. So I never had a break, and that became really exhausting. I got burnt out really quick, like really quick. But since then I had been working, so I just always knew that there was something that I wanted to do for myself, where I was passionate about and could actually grow and wasn't put to a cap or a limit on it. So that was kind of like the first idea that I had with YouTube. The only thing is, I wasn't always a photogenic type person. Like, I never really liked taking pictures in high school, and it was always just so hard for me because I had a gap in high school, and it was like it was pretty big, and it really made me insecure because most of the time I was around like a lot of other, at least in my opinion, a lot of other prettier girls. So for me, it was just always a self-esteem thing. Like, I just felt like I was always being talked about. um Nobody ever really thought I was cute compared to like my best friend and things like that. So it was always just hard for me to take pictures and to actually love how I looked and how I felt. So it was kind of hard coming to the conclusion that I wanted to start something like this, because I just always had an issue with how I looked. So now, growing up and being an adult, I have just started to learn to love myself and to basically take pride in the way that I look. God made me this way, and I'm going to be happy in it, because I enjoy doing makeup now. Like, I've found little ways to kind of just be more in tune with how I look and be happy with the way that I look. Um so that is how it is now. But I just knew that, like I said, I just always knew I wanted to do something to where I would be able to grow, to where I would not be capped at a limit of how, my potential of how much I could make or how much I could do. That's the one thing that I hate about like a 9 to 5. You're having to work the hours that they tell you to work. You're making the amount of money that they want you to make. When you're doing anything outside of the scope of your objectives, you're not going to get paid more for it. At least I didn't. Like, at the jobs that I've been in, every time that I went outside of the scope of my job duties, I was not given the opportunity to speak about compensation. Nobody ever spoke about any kind of salary increase or anything like that. For instance, like the last job that I was at, I reached the highest step and the highest level for the job description that I was in. So there was kind of nowhere for me to excel to. And that was kind of disappointing, because when you're at a job, you want to be able to grow. You want to be able to do more. And, you don't want to be doing the same stuff for years and years and years. At least I didn't. I knew that I wanted to do something more. I like to allow my brain to work and to have things that make me do critical analyzing and things like that. So, of course, like things like that will always be something that I would consider as far as going back to work, because I always wanted to be like an analyst, or, in the beginning, I wanted to be an attorney. Like all of high school and college, I had my mind set on becoming an attorney. Like I just knew that I was gonna do that. But as I got older, things just started to change. My perspective on life started to change, and I don't know, it just wasn't really something that I was really too set in stone on anymore. And I felt like there was a reason for that. Like I felt like there was a reason why my perspective on my career or my dream job was. There was a reason for that. So I kind of just went with life and kind of just waited to see where life would take me, and here we are. um I'm hoping that I could make this into, something that grows, because I don't like starting stuff and stopping stuff, which is one of the reasons why I kind of just didn't know if I wanted to start it back. Because, like I said, when Darren and I had started it a while ago, um, I wanted to be consistent on it, but I cannot remember what happened. I'm pretty sure life happened and we just stopped recording. But I am hoping that we can grow a community here and just find a space where we're able to all connect and love one another and encourage and motivate one another to keep going and to do whatever it is in this life that you want to do, because this is the one life that we get, and we don't want to waste it doing things that we're not happy with. We don't want to waste it, in jobs that are tearing us down or wearing us down. So yeah, that's kind of just like a little backstory of that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with the questions that I wrote down. That way we can kind of get outside of the basics. So the first question that we're gonna do is, um, why now and what inspired you to do YouTube? So, like I said, Darren and I did have a YouTube a couple years ago. And the reason why I decided to start it back now is there's something that a friend of mine has kept saying lately on his Instagram, um, is why not? And that's kind of my answer to that. Like, why now? Why not? There's no reason that I shouldn't. There's nothing stopping me from posting videos, from recording content. These are all things that I'm already doing. So just recording them is not an extra step that's harming me or anything. So why not? Why not, just love my life and explore and allow you guys to come on the journey with me? Why not? Like there's nothing wrong with that, and I just really want to dig deep into that, because I feel like this is something that's helping me with my self-esteem. It's helping me with my confidence and my like the way that I look at myself, because I was never able to post videos of me talking. I was never able to do this. Like this would be so cringe to me. It really would. But now, like, it's just like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life and I'm going to live it the way that I want to live it. And right now in this season, this is the way that I want to live it. God is allowing me to have the ability to create these videos and, post them. I've learned a little bit more about editing. So I feel like everything is falling into place. And, like, the big question would be, why not? Why would I allow this opportunity to pass me up when, like, there's nothing stopping me from doing this? So yeah, that would be the answer to that. What kind of content can you expect from me? So what I am hoping to do is just stay within like the lifestyle vlogs and days in my life and going to the gym. I haven't actually found a gym in my area just yet, but I do work out in like our little workout room that Darren and I have made at our house. Like I work out every day, but I'm wanting to obviously venture out and get into a gym and start a membership somewhere. And I'll be recording things like that, like my workout routines and my workout splits. and stuff like that. But also, something that I feel really strongly about in this season in particular, honestly, is my faith. I have been through ups and downs, and honestly, I feel that my faith is what has been keeping me in line. And so I am wanting to just take you guys on the journey with me as I go through basically finding my faith and believing and trusting in God more with his promises over my life. Now, I am by no means perfect. I am not a Bible thumper. I am not a theologian. I am learning. So it would basically just be you guys learning alongside of me because I do not have all of the answers. I am struggling just as much as anyone else. However, this is the real vulnerable, realistic part of my life that I did not want to hide. We are all called to be disciples, and that's just something that I feel really strongly about right now. So, that's another thing that you guys can actually look forward to as far as seeing on the channel because that is something that I'm growing through and going through, learning the Bible, learning God's promises over my life, learning his characteristics, learning how much he loves me. And I just think that it would be really uplifting to other people who may be going through this similar issues as me, as far as trying to find myself in life and trying to find my dream life and things like that. um, that all obviously starts with knowing our creator, knowing who God made us to be, and there's no way for us to actually have the answers to those kind of questions unless you read the Bible and understand who he is. So that's also something that you guys could see. I believe Darren might pop in and out from time to time. Darren is my boyfriend. I know I've mentioned him like a couple of times, but I didn't even say who he was. Darren is my boyfriend. Darren and I have been together for, I believe, this year, February, made 10 years. We are high school sweethearts. We've been together since high school. It would be my sophomore year in high school, his freshman year in high school. I am a month older than him. We're both 25 years old though. But yeah, we've been together since high school. As soon as we graduated, we moved in together. That's like a whole story time too. We had no choice but to move in together and kind of start our life together. So we've been growing up together, which is kind of difficult, or which has been kind of difficult because neither of us knew how to be adults. But that's also something that we're learning together. So that's kind of been that. But yeah. So the next question. What's one thing that people usually misunderstand about me? Now, this is something that is kind of funny because I've heard it so many times, and almost every person, when they first meet me, I know this is probably like common, but when people meet me, the number one thing that they all say is, "Oh, I thought you were mean. Like, you were always mugging people. So, like, you always had that face." Sometimes like I'm just going around doing my thing, and then like I may just have a plain face. Darren says that all the time too. Darren says that I have like a very mean face, and I'm like, I'm minding my business. I'm just minding my business, and you guys are making assumptions. But anyways, yeah, so that's the one thing that I think that people always misunderstand about me, is thinking that I am like stuck up, or that I'm not friendly, or that I'm just rude and I think I know it all and stuff like that. And that's not the case. Like, I know for a fact I don't know it all. There is so much in this world that I don't know, and I know that for a fact. And I'm not going to go around making it seem like I'm just the smartest person in the world. No, I'm not. I do have opinions. Like, I can be opinionated at times, but I'm learning to like keep my mouth shut in certain like moments. I'm learning when to speak and when not to speak, when to allow my opinions to come out, and when it just wouldn't matter, so just be quiet. I'm learning that as I'm getting older. But yeah. How did your relationship with God begin? So I don't really remember the very first time I was introduced to God, but with that question, the first thing that my mind goes to is when I graduated from high school, my grandmother and I started this thing to where every night we would call one another and we would pray. And we've been going strong. Now, like, I know there may have been some times where we missed a day, or, we may have not prayed every single night, but we have been going strong for years. And I feel like the consistency and the dedication that you give to God, that is when you begin to see fruit being produced in your life. Like, as I've said, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. However, God sees the effort that I am putting into following him and trying to be more like Christ. There are so many things that have changed in my life, people that I hang out with, the way that I talk, the way that I like present myself, the way that I hold myself in front of other people and things like that. Like, there are so many things that have changed for me over the couple of years from college to now. I used to be a completely different person, the way that I act, all of that. And so I just really feel strongly that the more effort that you put into growing your relationship with God, the more you'll begin to understand who he is and have that relationship with him and learn him and be at peace. And the only way that we can receive peace is by knowing him, because he's the only one that can actually give us the peace that we need. So yeah. What does your faith journey look like right now? Now, I am in my Bible almost every day. Like, there are some times that, like, I don't read. I'm not gonna lie. There are some times that I don't read. The day gets the best of me, my life gets the best of me, and sometimes I do fall off and I don't read every single day. However, I pick myself back up and I get back at it. Like, I feel like that's the reason why some people fall off, because either you believe that you're too far gone for God to love you, or for God to come into your life and to show you the way of life. Sometimes you may feel like you're just too sinful. There's no way that God's going to love you because of what you've been doing. Or you just feel like you maybe don't have the attention span to sit and read the Bible, or to even, learn. You just don't have the capacity right now to sit and try to learn about the Bible, or whatever it may be for you. Like, we all have different reasons of why we may not be into the Bible right now. Whatever your reason may be, just know that God loves you regardless. And he is waiting for you. And when you're ready, which I hope is soon, but when you're ready, you can come to him whenever you want, anytime, any day, any place. It does not matter. You can come to God and you can repent of your sins and you can welcome him into your life. And that may be the beginning of a life that you've never seen before. So it's honestly just us taking that leap of faith and learning how to just be okay and forgive ourselves for the mishaps or the mistakes that we make, because God forgives us. So why can't we forgive us? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, I know for a fact that I am not the kind of person that, knows every verse in the Bible, knows every book in the Bible. I'm not. I'm still growing, and I know that for a fact God is with me. And regardless of me not knowing the whole Bible front to back, I know that he loves me and he's here for me. And I feel like that may be the number one takeaway. Regardless, God is for me. He protects me, he covers me, he loves me, he listens to me, all of the things. And I feel that the Bible is going to tell you all of that in so many words, but regardless, I'm not saying that you don't need to read the Bible, because those are like the main points. No, like, we all need to know the word, because that is the way that we are in connection with the Father and the Son. But just know that even if you don't read the word every single day, that's okay. Like, we all have our own ways of what being a Christian looks like. And we're not all going to look the same. We're not all going to do things the same. But the one thing that will correlate between every single one of us is the love for God, our love for Jesus, and what he did for us. That is the one thing that will correlate. So obviously that would be the main takeaway for, how I'm living my faith life right now. Like, I in my 20s, it's extremely difficult because FOMO, obviously. Like, there's so many people who I know who are having kids, getting married, living their dream life because they have their dream job, are, just having so much fun and traveling the world. I've never traveled anywhere. Like, that just hasn't been in my cards yet, but it's crazy. It's crazy because there's so much that I fear that I may have missed out on because of the way that my life has been changing. I'm just not in the same settings anymore. I don't hang around the same people anymore. I don't even find fun in the things that I used to do. Like, I don't find certain things fun anymore. So, like, my life has just changed, and I believe that it's changed for the better because, like I said, one of the main things that I've noticed, even like with me recording now, my confidence level has changed drastically, and I'm loving it. And I know God is going to be using this for many other reasons other than, what I can think of. But I'm just hoping that my journey can motivate other people to love God and to love themselves, because it's been a long time coming for me, but I have a long way to go. God is not done with me, and I will not give up. So the next question is, so now we're getting into the fun questions. What's your current gym or workout routine? So, like I said, I don't go to the gym quite yet, but my workout routine right now is I typically work out every day. So, I have it in my phone, but I focus on the parts of my body that I want to grow. So I literally do leg day and glutes and quads. I do 2 days of leg day, and then I do one upper body, and then I do two core and cardio days. And then the last day would be kind of just like a full body or something like that. And then I sometimes throw in like a peaceful walk or something like that for one of those days. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a strict routine. And that's exactly what I stick to. Like, I don't do a strict routine. I kind of switch it up depending on how I feel on certain days or what I feel like I need to work on more during certain weeks. But I do my best to work out or move my body every single day. Now, there may be 1 or 2 days out of a week that I actually don't pick up weights, but I'm on the treadmill, or I'm running outside, or I'm on a walk, or playing pickleball, or just playing with my little brothers and sisters, doing softball and stuff like that we've been doing. I try to do that and just move my body for at least 45 minutes every single day, because, boy, when I tell you that also being consistent in that works wonders. Like, you have to be consistent and disciplined in that just as much as you are in anything in your life, because it is very, very easy to fall off on working out. Like, you miss one day, and then the next day is just like, oh, I'll start tomorrow, or I'll get back to it tomorrow, and then it continues to be, I'll get back to it tomorrow, and that cycle will just keep going until you're just like, ooh, I haven't worked out for 3 months. Like, that was once me. Like, when I had my surgery, I believe 2 years ago, obviously I wasn't allowed to work out for like the first 5 to 7 weeks. But after that, I had just lost the motivation to do it. And like, it took me a minute to get back on track and to get back into it. So that's just something that I would suggest. Like, even if it's just going on a 10-minute walk, whatever it is, you have to move your body and just make that mental note to yourself that you're just going to keep going. You're going to keep going, and you're not going to give up. and it will get better. Like, even if you're first starting out on your fitness journey or your weight loss journey, whatever it is, just try to be consistent. Try to do something every day. Like I said, it doesn't have to be anything big. You don't have to be lifting weights every day. None of that. You just need to make sure that you're moving your body and getting used to doing something that you don't like, and try to find some joy in it, whether that's playing music or wherever it is that you're working out. Make it cute, make it something that motivates you to want to do it every single day. So if it's recording on your walks, or walking to maybe go get Starbucks. I know that's not necessarily the best idea, but it doesn't matter. If you're thinking about getting a sweet treat late at night, or during the day, make it to where you can't get that sweet treat unless you walk to go get it. You have to just find a way to keep certain parts of your life consistent so that you can have that happy and peaceful life that you're wanting. Next question: coffee or energy drinks? That kind of depends, because when I see that question, my brain immediately goes Starbucks or Dutch Bros. And it honestly just depends. I can do me a brown sugar espresso. Brown sugar espresso. I can go for a shaken brown sugar espresso, like right now. I really could. But at the same time, I could go for a Rebel at Dutch Bros. Like, it kind of depends, because I like both. I like both. But there's a time and place for everything. Like right now, it's kind of windy and stuff outside, so I probably would go for an energy drink. I probably would. But like earlier this morning, I was craving coffee. So it depends. I like both. I don't discriminate. What is something that you're learning to let go of? Boy, something that I'm letting go of, or at least learning to let go of, is not valuing other people's opinions over my own. Now, what I mean by that is, I used to be so, well, I still am, like, I'm still learning, but I have an extremely difficult time with obsessing over what other people think about me, how other people are going to see me, how they feel about certain things that I say, certain things that I do. Boy, when I say that, that is something that would play over in my mind time after time. For instance, I can have a conversation with somebody new, somebody that I'm just meeting, and after I leave them, after I'm done with that conversation, I will obsess over everything I said, over every reaction they had, over every response they gave, and I will literally sit and obsess and analyze it to where it makes my head hurt. And that is something that I'm trying so hard to let go of, because a lot of people are just like, who cares what other people think? Why do you do that to yourself? Who cares? And I don't know. Like, I have no clue why I am that way and why I care so much about what other people think about me. But I maybe this will help me get over that too. Who knows? Who knows? I hope it will, because that is something that I've been trying to get over for so long in my life. I'm always overthinking everything, and that has just stopped me from doing a lot. It's trampled my decision making process and everything. Like, I'll overthink every single thing. Trust me, you'll get to see that as we get more into me recording and everything. You'll get to see that part of me, because it's not something that I can control. But trust me, I am trying. I for sure am trying to get over that, because like I said, it hasn't made my life better. It's only made it more difficult, because I'm constantly thinking about things that may not matter to other people. It keeps me up at night, but that's definitely something that I'm learning to let go of, or at least learning to get rid of, because ugh, Jesus. Okay. What is your favorite food? I love tacos. I could eat tacos all day. It'll be either tacos or pizza. Those are my top two. I love tacos and pizza. Like right now, my mouth is watering talking about tacos. And I already told you, I'm not perfect. Yes, I do work out every day, but yes, I still do indulge in not so healthy eating sometimes. Um, that's not something that you should do every single day. That's not something that I do every single day. But yes, enjoy food. Food is there for us to enjoy. It's good. And who doesn't love to eat? I love to eat. I'll throw down right now. If you bring me some tacos right now, I will throw down 4 asada tacos. Well, I may not be able to eat 4, but 2 or 3 asada tacos, girl, you won't hear me talking for the next 15 minutes. Anyways, okay, next question. What do you hope people feel when they watch your channel? Ooh, that's a good one. I really honestly just hope that anybody who watches my channel would subscribe. But I really truly hope that anybody who watches my channel just feels loved, just feels happy. I am hoping that the content that I bring to YouTube is going to be unique in the idea of I am me. And I would just really hope that you guys are able to love me for who I am and just follow me with this journey, because I am hoping to build a community who just motivates each other, uplifts one another when we're down, and understands that this is real life. We are all struggling one way or another. Everybody's going through something, and we just need to be understanding and know that not everybody is living the best life that they show. So I'm going to do my best to show every part and the vulnerable parts of my life. I'm not going to mask any of that, because then what would be the purpose? Like, then you guys would just be knowing half of me. I don't really want that. I want you guys to know me for who I am, for who God created me to be. And that's that. So I just hope that once you click on my video, that it just brings a smile to your face, that you are happy to sit and watch however long it is, that you're just happy to enjoy and consume the content that I bring. Like, I don't want it to give you a headache. I don't want any of that. I want you to be able to laugh and smile when you turn my videos on, or to learn something. We're all going to be going through this together. So I just really hope that we could find something good out of it that will benefit us, so that we can all grow together. And then lastly, our last question is, what message would you give someone who is struggling right now? Honestly, keep your head up, keep pushing, keep praying. It will get better. A lot of times we feel that we are just stuck and that there is no way for us to get out of whatever mess we're in. But let me tell you, it will get better. Like, your life will change as soon as you just give your yes to God and allow Him to start making the changes in your life that need to be changed. Now, faith without works is dead. So you cannot just sit around and think that things are going to change if you're not doing anything to change them. Something needs to change in your life that will benefit you, so that you can get through this hump. Do not sit in the depression. Do not sit in the down and dark days. Those do come. Like, those do come. We all may experience that, because I know I have experienced that. But the main thing to take away from that is to know that we're all human. There are going to be bad days, but guess what? There are also good days. We have tomorrow. Although tomorrow is not promised, we have it to look forward to. Tomorrow, new mercies are there. So we wake up the next morning just thankful that we have breath in our lungs, thankful that we get yet another day to go out in the sun, or to be with family, to do the things that we love. There's always something to be happy about, because we are living in a blessing. I have started to realize that a lot. Sometimes it's just good to take inventory of your life, because the life that you're living, although it may not seem like it, is a blessing. You are living in an answered prayer. The things that you are doing right now may be something that you prayed for years ago, or maybe something that you dreamt of years ago, and you're not even realizing, dang, I really wanted this years ago, and look at me, I'm doing it, I'm living it. So just try to find the good things of your life and focus on that. Whatever you focus on, you are feeding that. So if you are focused on the depression, if you're focused on the struggles, if you're focused on the bad parts of your life, that will be fed and it will grow. It will grow so big to where that's all you ever think about and you are consumed by it. So do not focus on that. Focus on the good parts of life. Focus on how much you are loved. God loves you. You have to remember that there are things in your life that other people don't have: water, shelter, phones, access to internet, the ability to get up and move whenever you feel like it. All of those things may not seem like big things, but they are all things that other people wish they had, wish they could do. So we just all need to be thankful for the lives that we're living, but also understanding, knowing that we're all struggling. We are all struggling. Like right now, life is hard. Life is hard. But if we can just figure out a way to help one another where we can, uplift one another where we can, I can almost guarantee you it will be a lot easier. Honestly, when I am down and out or when I'm feeling a little, lost, what do I do? This is what I'm saying. Like we have to figure out a way to always go back to him, to run to him with our problems, run to him with our good things, run to him with the promotions, run to him with the demotions. Like we have to run to him either way it goes, because in the end, he is the author and creator of our lives. He knows what tomorrow holds. He knows what our life will look like in 5 years. We don't. So although we may be stuck in the dump one day, God will bring us out of it. If we're up high, God will be like, "Hey, be humble." And he will allow you to experience whatever it is that you are open to experiencing. So that would be what I would suggest. Just keep going, because we're all trying to do the best that we can, and honestly that's all that we can do. We can just try. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why I'm here, guys. Like I'm really just thankful for the opportunity to do this, and I truly hope and pray that I can stick with this and that I can, you know, build a community with you guys that will continue to grow, love God, love one another, and just love the life that we are living, because not everybody woke up this morning. We did. So that right there is already something to be thankful for. So truly I am just wanting to have fun with this. So if you made it to the end, I truly thank you guys for coming, and I hope that you subscribe and just follow me along in this journey as we are just figuring out life in our 20s. So love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.